Here are things at my women's only gym that just make sense. There's not a singular man in the building, not the employees, only the maintenance men that come in every once in a while. So you can basically wear whatever you want and it's amazing. You don't have to worry about getting hit on, which is also amazing. Not all men hit on women at the gym, but I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen. The entire upstairs is like an open floor concept. It's like the bathrooms, the change rooms, the showers, and all of that, but you only need one because it's only for women. If a man walks in, get ready for the most terrifying announcement of your life. And yeah, those are some things that make my women's only gym really cool and really amazing.
Maintenance man and not maintenance woman.
So wait, we can't help people anymore? Watch this shit, man.
A man saved a woman who was on the verge of being hit by a car, but was charged with sexual harassment because he made inappropriate contact with her.
Yeah, next time, let her die, bro. Fuck, what the fuck do you mean inappropriate contact? What? Last time I checked, he grabbed her by fucking shoulders and pulled her back so she doesn't fucking kick the bucket. But no, she decides to file a complaint. She filed a complaint. It is actually crazy that she was the one that went and filed a fucking complaint on the guy for saving her life because he touched her inappropriately. Next time, if that was me, I would have pushed her. I would have pushed the bitch, bro. This is why people don't help people anymore. This is why the world's going to shit. These same reasons. I'm starting to think that even talking to people on the streets is fucking illegal. Like, imagine coming home to your parents, tell them, Mom, Dad, I helped a girl today. Saved her, actually. She was nearly going to die. Just for then the next day, police knock on your door. Or the same night, they knock on your door. They say, oh, are you here? Is your son here? Is he at home? Apparently he has really assaulted someone. What?
Everything is happening in a split second. There's no time to ask for consent to say, can I save your life? Can I grab you by your shoulder to save your life?
I love that they're objectifying your man right now.
The comment section bringing out some inequality in terms of how we treat each other and the perceptions that are out there. Had it been a man, it would be different. That's what they are saying. And somebody's saying again that the difference is that they are smiling. Comment section is staring him down to say that imagine you carried him for 9 months, but as a man, we don't claim him. I mean, that kind of behavior is unacceptable.
Hey, can I ask you something? What would it look like if women decided to pull together their resources and make a community for themselves and their children? And this is a conversation I was having with my sister this morning. I just asked her, I was like, would something like this actually be sustainable in the long term? Because I find that a lot of women actually end up censoring men in their lives, rather it's through seeking validation or through a relationship, or just thinking that a man has to be involved in every aspect of their life in order for their life to be successful. And then the concept came up of how a lot of women have children with these men. And after the first child, you can get a good gauge of the type of parent that this person is. If the person is not helping you with anything involving the child, no resources are being pulled into it, where I would start to find issue is if you keep going back and having children with that same incompetent person, a person who clearly does not want to be a parent, a person who could give a flying hoot about if you and the child eats and survive. And I was expressing to my sister that if we were in a community, I would be very accepting of all the children that are already here. Where I would have the problem with is that if women in the community that's supposed to be focused on women development and focused on pooling resources to raise the children that are already here, kept getting pregnant while in this women community, and they kept like falling in love or censoring a men somehow, and that's how I feel like the community would fall apart. Because I genuinely don't think that it's going to be successful, because too many women need the validation from men in order to feel like they're doing something, even if that man has proven to be incompetent. So that leads me to asking this question and bring this conversation to TikTok. Do you think that a woman-led community would continue to be focused on women and children, or do you feel like that community is going to shift because somehow a woman is going to bring a man into the dynamics? And of course, with a man introduced into this dynamic, the dynamic changes. I personally have no faith in a woman-led community or in a way that I would want it to be ran with pooling resources. I personally don't think I would pool resources in that manner because I just don't trust some women to do what needs to be done. So what do you think?
Do you think we should have a taxi company for just women only?
100%.
if that service was available in any area that I was travelling, I would be exclusively using that service. As someone who travels all over the country, in fact all over the world, and uses an awful lot of taxis and has done over the last 15 years or so, still at 32 years old, being very well travelled, often doing so alone for work, I'm still sending "I'm in a taxi" text to my parents because they want to know I'm safe. You're getting into a stranger's car. I'm not afraid of men, but statistically, men are more of a danger to me than women are. If I can avoid putting myself in a situation where I'm getting into a car with a strange man, then of course I would do that. Because even though I'm not afraid of men, statistically, they are a danger to me. That's just a fact. That's not even my own anecdotal experience or my friends. You know, I've had one particular friend who had an absolutely horrendous experience in a taxi. I won't share those details, but you can, think the worst thing. And my own very uncomfortable experiences with male taxi drivers. It doesn't matter that I was never sort of physically assaulted or anything like that. Some of them are creepy, just like you get creeps everywhere. And if I can avoid putting myself in a position where I'm more likely to encounter that kind of behaviour because there's a male driver and I'm a female travelling by myself, then I'm absolutely going to avoid that to mitigate some level of danger and increase the feeling of my own safety. Now, I've obviously also had really good experiences with male drivers. I have one particular guy that I like to use in my local area because I feel safe in his car. He has never been weird. He has never been creepy. He's got daughters. We have a nice, friendly level chit chat. I feel perfectly safe. But that's not really the point. I think it's about giving women options because women's safety is a real issue. And I also think that the question that we should be asking is not whether this kind of service should exist. It's about why it even needs to exist in the first place.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria and I run the Generational Women's Club. It's a new social club here in Broward. And the difference between my social club and maybe some you've seen on your For You page is that I'm not here to just cater to women in their 20s. I'm here to create a space for all women of all generations. Now, 4 years ago, I lost my grandmother to breast cancer, and it was really tragic. I was at a young age, and there's so many things that I wish that I could do with her now in my adult years. But that was my inspiration to create a space for women to come together and basically just connect in womanhood. Have fun, do events, do fun activities, but I want people to come out and bring their grandmothers, bring their moms, and just really celebrate what it is to be a woman and live life. So I really hope that I can see everybody at the first event. Things will be coming out soon, and I'm really excited to see where this journey goes.